Good evening, YouTubers. How are you this fine evening? Hope everybody's staying safe and doing well. I'm Dave. I'm here with Funky Sloth Comic and Collectibles. And today is January 24th, 2021. And it's time for my weekly movie/TV talk. Before I get into today's video, as I'm doing with my comic videos, I'm doing a shout out. And being this is a movie TV talk, video, I'm going to do a shout out to somebody in the community that is big on the movies TV talk. And tonight's shout out goes to John Campia. I know he doesn't need my recommendation, but hey, if you haven't ever watched him, check him out. I don't always agree with John's opinions, but the man has been around for a long time. I've watched him when he was way back with AMC Movie Talk, and along with when he went to Collider. And when he was at Collider, he had a series where he had one of the best comic geeks ever on YouTube, and that was John Schnepp. Rest in peace, dude. That man was awesome. When it comes to comics and the geekery of comics, he was the best. Tonight, I'm going to have five topics, to discuss. But before I get into that, somebody just handed me this. My daughter and son, they actually gave me that little sloth, which I find kind of cool. So anyways, tonight's first topic is going to be something different, but being that this trailer just dropped, I'm going to move my topics around. Tonight's first topic is Godzilla versus Kong. Again, the trailer dropped about 2 hours ago. I'll talk about the trailer here in just a second, but I'll give you a little history on the Godzilla vs. Kong. It was originally scheduled for a May release date, but they moved it up to March 26th of this year, which is great, as we need to be able to watch some good stuff on the screen. However, it was originally only going to be put on HBO Max because Warner Brothers, in their almighty wisdom, decided to move all its movies to HBO Max, which in turn really ticked off a lot of people, including Legendary, who is the main financier of this movie. They are the money behind the movie. They threatened legal action against Warner Brothers. Netflix actually stepped in, was going to try to purchase Godzilla vs. Kong from Legendary, but Warner Brothers put a block to that, paid $250 million to keep it. Along with that, they have to now, they're putting it on HBO Max and the big screen, which, God, I wish we could go see the movie on the big screen, but I don't think anything's for movie theaters going to be open in March still, the way this pandemic's going and the vaccinations aren't getting out there. So please, everybody, stay safe, because we all need to go to the movies. I miss them dearly. So anyways, they came to a deal. So it's going to go on to HBO Max and the screens. But Warner Brothers has ticked off a lot of people in the community, directors, producers, companies that finance movies because of their decision to do that without consulting anybody. So, but this has big. This is big because another Legendary film that Warner Brothers is going to push out is Dune, which was going to go to HBO Max, but now I bet you're going to see it go HBO Max and the big screen. I'm not a big Dune person, but I will go see that. But Dune, and even this King Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong, needs to be seen on the big screen. But again, I don't think we're going to see the big screen open up for quite a while. So anyways, the trailer came out, and it was good. I like the first poster better, but the trailer is good. Kong and Godzilla look great. They look great. And they've definitely made Kong bigger, because if you have to. If you're going to match up with Godzilla, you're going to be a pretty good size. So they made him bigger. If you remember Kong Skull Island, which I thought was a really good movie, he was considerably smaller than what Godzilla is. So they've pumped him up in size over the years. He's grown. I guess they said he was an immature Kong, and Kong Skull Island, now he's mature. And if you look, they're pretty much the same size. I loved Kong Skull Island. Thought it was a great movie. Godzilla King of the Monsters. Story wasn't good, but the monsters were excellent looking. So again, go check out the trailer. It was a good trailer. March 26th, HBO Max and the theaters. So topic number 2 for tonight is Ethan Hawke being cast as the main villain in Moon Knight. So yeah, um, they announced that Ethan Hawke is going to be cast as Moon Knight's main villain, and everybody knows. If you watch my videos, I'm a huge Moon Knight fan. Have been since he came out back in, was it 75? 75, 76. Werewolf by Night 32, 75, 1975. What they want for that issue is ridiculous. I won't pay it. I have almost every issue of Werewolf by Night, but I don't have that. I can't afford that. But anyways, Ethan Hawke is going to play the main villain, and so the question is, who is the villain? I'm thinking it's going to be probably one of four. I mean, there's could be more. I'm wrong. It could be Rollo Bushman. It could be Black Spectre, Crossfire, or it could actually be Shadow Knight, who is Mark Spector, Moon Knight's brother. I don't think they'll go with that. I'm hoping they go with Bushman or Crossfire. Both characters would be good. I think Ethan Hawke is a great actor and underrated, but the man has acting chops. He was nominated, I think, for Best Supporting Actor for Training Day. And I believe actually Denzel won the Best Actor for Training Day. And he was and Ethan Hawke was actually nominated for another movie, but I can't remember what it is. But he's a good actor. Match him up with Oscar Isaacs. That's some two good leading men for this TV series. Moon Knight scheduled for sometime in 2020. I'm thinking you're going to see it probably around spring of 2020. But I'm looking forward to Moon Knight. So we'll see. Topic number 3. This is a good one. Matt Damon. Numerous outlets are reporting that he's been on set or pre-production or whatever for Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, I'll go see Thor on the big screens. I hope we can. I mean, that's not scheduled for 2022, so we better be able to get in the movies by then. I love Thor. I'm just not overly excited about the Love and Thunder. I'm not a Jane Foster fan. I didn't like the comics. I know that's the big thing now. Is if you go into the comics, is the Jane Foster What If. However, is he going in there for a cameo or a main role? Because if you remember, he's actually been in 2 MCU movies already as cameo. Thor Ragnarok, where he played Loki on the play that was happening on Asgard when Thor comes flying in. Thor's Loki sitting on the couch and actually looking like Odin. And actually, the person that was playing Loki up on the stage was Matt Damon. And his second cameo was in Deadpool 2, which is a great movie. Deadpool 1 is a 9.8. Deadpool 2 is a 9.5. Just a little less. I love Deadpool. That was a great movie. Deadpool 2 is great too. But one of the funniest parts, if you remember, is when Cable lands on Earth and you see these 2 rednecks sitting in the back of the pickup truck drinking beer, talking about toilet paper. And the main guy that was doing all the talking was Matt Damon. And I believe the other guy was Alan Tudyk. But that was a great scene. Deadpool 2 had some great cameos in it anyways, with the whole X-Force thing. That was great. So, is he main role or cameo? What do you think? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I think it's going to be another cameo, but I'll go either way because he's a great actor. So, my next topic is something I really don't want to discuss but I will because it's out there. Let me catch my breath on this one. Batwoman. Whew. Season 1 last year was horrible. Absolute trash for TV. Just not good. And I said I want to watch it again. Well, Dave made the mistake of watching the first episode of season 2. Wow, it was just bad. Bad. The new actress playing Batwoman, Javicia Leslie, I believe her name. Javicia Leslie. She's not good. Not a good actress. I don't know what she's done before or where they got her from. It's not good. Not good. She's playing Ryan Wilder, who becomes the new Batwoman. So the writing is still bad. It's bad. So let's start off. She literally lives in a van down by the river. Yeah, a van down by the river. Just like one of the greatest sketches in Saturday Night Live history, Chris Farley. I live in a van down by the river. She lives in the van down by the river. And the plane carrying supposedly Kate from season 1, who they got rid of, or Ruby Rose quit, whatever. Nobody ever really said what happened with that. Well, Ruby Rose played Batwoman in the first season. Well, the plane crashes, and Ryan gets out of her 1960s van, walks over the crash site, literally 20, 30 yards from her van. How convenient was that? She really doesn't look for survivors or bodies or anything, but guess what? She finds the Batwoman suit. And without, going into any explanation, like, skipping forward a little or showing training or anything like that, she miraculously knows how to use the whole suit, how to use everything on it. And guess what? She becomes like the next Bruce Lee and can kick the crap out of anyone. And it's not good. Oh, this is the best part. She lives and drives in this 1960s Ford van, which, if I remember right, might get maybe 90 miles an hour top speed, and is definitely not meant for the maneuverability. But guess what? She can outrun and outmaneuver the Batmobile. She can. And she can dodge rockets with that van. They are destroying the character of Batwoman. They are doing damage to this character that's going to take, in my opinion, years to recover. Thank God they haven't put Batman really into it, because I see what they're going to, if they did, they would do what CW did with Supergirl, where they had Superman show up and made him look like a little whiny wuss. It was so bad. Superman, one of the classic characters from all time, was treated like that. And that's what I can see them doing with Batman on this, if they ever brought him in. But they're destroying the Batwoman character. Really are. This was directed towards the tween audience, but they're not even watching it. If you look at the ratings and stuff, showing where their targeted audience is, they're not even watching it. And the political stuff they're pushing this TV series is just bad. It's over the top. But I'm out. I will not watch this show again. I will not watch it again. I'm done. But this brings me into a much better subject. WandaVision episode 3. My first 2 episodes, episode 1 and 2, I'd give maybe like a 7, a 6.5, 7. They were good. Nothing great. But this episode was good. This episode was good. Again, this takes place, we're going in early 70s style. It's like a Brady Bunch, Mary Tyler Moore type of atmosphere. If you remember those shows and what they showed, if you watch episode 3, you'll see it's like a Brady Bunch, Mary Tyler Moore show type of setting. Now, if you remember at the end of episode 2, Wanda was about a month pregnant. So what's going on is her pregnancy is affecting Wanda's powers. And if you remember from the comics and stuff, Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. And if her powers start going haywire, she can do a lot of damage. A lot. So this is the whole premise of this episode. Is there's some pretty funny parts too. I'm not going to say a lot of spoilers, but there's a part with a stork, which is awesome. As we get going in the show, there's a part where all of a sudden she's 4 months pregnant. So she's out there, and so the doctor comes and is checking her out, and then Vision makes a remark, and the doctor kind of like, okay, this is how babies are made, kind of. But if you remember, Vision's not human. He's, what is it, this synthetic version of a human computer, all that sort of stuff. And Wanda's human. So, they can't have a baby, really, but who knows. So he makes, he does this thing and he leaves. And as the show's going, she's starting to have cramps and some, labor pains and stuff. And when she does, things really start going haywire in the house, in the neighborhood. There's a scene where when her water breaks, you know her water broke because it starts raining inside the house. It was greatly timed. Oh, one thing that I was not as overbearing as the last two episodes was the soundtrack. I mean, the laugh track. The laugh track in the first two I thought was over the top. Actually, in this one, it was good. They timed it well. It wasn't overused. So, anyways, as we're going, um, Wanda goes into labor, and there's a neighbor who comes in, and I'm not going to say her name or who she is, but she's a character in the MCU, and she was introduced in Captain Marvel. So I'll let you kind of figure that out yourself. So she's there. She's helping Wanda with labor while Vision runs to get the doctor, and he uses his super speed and runs to get the doctor. But before they could get back, she has a baby. And they're talking, Vision's all of a sudden she screams, things go haywire again, and she goes in labor again. And guess what? She has twins. So significant because Wanda's a twin. And if you know anything about the comics, how the twins are treated in comic book history for the MCU. So here we are. We have our two babies. The neighbor and the doctor are there. Vision leads the doctor outside. And the doctor was going to go on vacation before he came over to help with the labor. And Vision asks something in the form of, are you going to still go on your vacation? And he says, escaping a small town is hard. And he says escaping with, emphasis. And Vision's like, okay. Meanwhile, over the side, from the first two episodes, you had the nosy neighbor and the other neighbor over there talking. Doctor leaves. They start talking to Vision, and they're acting strange. And as they're talking, we go back into the house with Wanda and the neighbor, and Wanda's there singing to the newborn twins and having a moment. And the neighbor says, she goes, Wanda says, "I'm a twin," and the neighbor looks at her, kind of confused, and she says to Wanda, "He was killed by Ultron." Wanda looks at her, it's like in total confusion and like, what? How would you know that? And she keeps questioning the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, I didn't mean anything. I thought you said something different. So let's go back. Then they go back outside to Vision and the neighbors want to tell Vision something, but they can't. So he's starting to put two and two together, I think. So he starts walking back towards the house while inside Wanda and the neighbor, and she keeps asking after the neighbor, "How did you know about my brother? How did you know?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know, whatever." And then she goes, "What?" And Wanda points at her chest and goes, "What's that?" And you see the sword emblem as a necklace. And it kind of goes, and then you see Vision come in the house, and the neighbor's disappeared. And he asked Wanda, "Where'd the neighbor go?" "Oh, she had to leave in a hurry." No, she left in a hurry, all right, because Wanda magically pushed her out. As in, next thing you know, you see outside, you see Westview, the name of the town they supposedly live in, and you see this like force field acting up, and out comes this neighbor being thrown out of this Wanda's reality, out into the lawn. Next thing you know, you see black SUVs and black Jeeps and manpower just rushing right up to her. And guess what? They're members of SWORD. So, and it cuts right there. So the question is Wanda keeping herself set in there to keep her powers intact, or is SWORD somehow keeping her inside this place? And these people are all being sent in as like fake neighbors. I think I know which way it's going to go. You guys will have your own opinion and share those with me, please. But this episode was good. I've watched it 3 times now, and I've picked up more. So please watch it. Don't watch Batwoman. Watch WandaVision. And so I liked it. I really liked it. It was the best episode so far. So I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's movie TV talk. Remember, if you like this video, please hit the like button. subscribe to my channel, as that would greatly be appreciated, and share it. This and my comic stuff. My goal is 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I said 1,000 at my comic one, but that's a lofty goal. I would love to get to 1,000, but 500 is my goal. I'm going to do some giveaways as we get near maybe 100, then 250, and then 5. I'm just trying to decide might be what I'm going to do. But I'd also like to thank my wife, as she has really kept me... Oh, well, I just noticed, too. I forgot. Godzilla. I have a Kong somewhere, but I don't know where he is. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and hey, watch what you like to watch, because that's all that matters, is what you like to watch. Not what other people say you need to watch, but what you like to watch. Everybody have a good night. Take care, and I will see you next Sunday for Movie and TV Talk. Have a good night, guys.